Hello everyone, you are welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we will be learning how to calculate and create 180, 360, 720 and 1440 degrees flare. So I will be placing the formula on the screen. You can click on the pause button to be able to master the formula. For 180, we'll be dividing our waist circumference by 3.14, while for the full circle, we'll be dividing our waist circumference by 6.28. So let's begin. We'll be folding our fabric into 4. Let me open it up for you to see. So this is our fabric. We'll be folding it into 4. And to know the amount of fabric you'll be folding, you will be adding your radius to the length of the skirt plus sewing allowance. So that is what we'll do. Like in this tutorial, the radius we are using for the 360 is 6.73. So 6.73, then we'll add the length of the flare. So in totalness, it is now 24 centimeter that we'll be using. So now we mark out our radius, which is 6.73. So we measure it round. So we'll connect the dots together. So you measure your own waist circumference, which is your waist circumference divided by 6.28 plus your sewing allowance, either 1 inch, 1.5. Use your desired sewing allowance. So now let's go to the full length. We'll be measuring 24 centimeter. So you will use your dots to be noting at the point. So that's how you measure it round. So ensure that your tape measure is at the tip of the angle. Then you now turn it round for you to get perfect and accurate measurements. So you turn it round and mark. Then once you are done, you connect all the dots together. So make sure your curve is well blended so that you don't have any sharp edges. If you have a longer ruler, you can use it, but just take your time and measure it out. So once we are done measuring, we cut. But note, before we cut it out, we need to add our half-inch sewing allowance at the waist circumference. This will enable us to be able to have each to join the flare to our other fabric that we'll be working with. I hope you understand, because if you cut on the line, exact line, we'll be having more than 36 centimeter circumference that we actually needed, and we don't want to do that mistake. So we'll be adding our half-inch to the base. So we'll now connect it together. So we'll be cutting on our half-inch. So for emphasis sake, we will not be cutting the second line. We'll be cutting on our half-inch, because if we cut the second line, we'll be having excess and we don't need that. So let's cut it out now. Just cuff your hand properly while cutting. So then let's cut out the base as well. So our full circle is ready. By the time we open it up now, we'll be having a circular shape. So this is our 360 degree flare. So let's go into 180 degree. So this is our material. I actually cut out the same material I cut out for the 360 for the purpose of illustration. But in this tutorial, we'll be needing half for 180 degrees flare. So what am I saying? You can see I've opened it up. By the time I folded it in triangular form, we're actually using half of the total material we use for the 360. So what we'll be doing now is to cut off the excess, because we're actually needing half of that fabric. So we'll be cutting it out now. So once we are done cutting, we'll remove it from the main one. Then we'll be folding for our 180 degree flare. You can see this is the total fabric needed. You fold it into two. Adjust the fabric properly. Then you now fold in a triangular form. So our fabric is ready. We'll be inserting our measurements, and from our calculation the radius for the half circle, which is waist circumference divided by 3.14, will be giving us 12 plus sewing allowance, 1 inch sewing allowance will be giving us 12.46. So that is what we'll be inputting here now as our radius. Our radius is 12.46, so we mark it round. Then we also had half inch like we did while creating the full circle. So we had our half inch. Then once we are done, we connect all the lines together. Just note, you will be cutting on the half inch line, not on the main radius line. So then we measure the full length of our flare now, which is still 24 centimeter. So we mark it out on the fabric as you are seeing right now. Make sure your tape is well placed. Just adjust it properly. Make sure it's well placed. Then once you are done, you connect all the dots together. Just take your time. So connect all the dots together and blend the curve. So we can now cut out our fabric. So once we are done cutting, we now have our half circle, which is 180 degrees. By the time we open it up, it will be giving us half circle shape. So that is it, and it's not as full as the full circle. You can see the full circle and our half circle. So let's go into 720 degrees. To achieve our 720 degrees, we'll be needing 2 circles. What am I saying in essence? We are not going to use the same radius for the 360. For our 360, our radius is 6.73. So we'll be dividing our 6.73 by 2 because we'll be needing 2 circles, and that will give us 3.37. So it is the 3.37 that we'll be using on each circle. I hope you are getting. By the time we add it together, it will be giving us 36 centimeters. And for the 1440 degrees, our radius is going to be divided by 4. That is, the 360, which we use 6.73, we'll divide it by 4, and that will be giving us 1.68. So we'll be using 1.68 on each of the circle that we are using to achieve our 1440. By the time we add them together, we will still arrive at the same 36 centimeters. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, kindly like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching. God bless you.